Next we will discuss about JavaScript browser objects. We have some browser objects in our JavaScript. We will discuss about that. JavaScript browser objects. So first we will discuss about what is the use of this JavaScript browser object and where we use it. JavaScript provides several browser objects that are used to handle various client-side interactions. Like we have window object, location object, navigator object, history object, and document object. Mostly window object have some set of properties and methods that is used to handle browser window, and we have location object to trace the location of client and host URL, and we have navigator object. It is a JavaScript browser object that is used to access the client browser details such as browser family, version, and what are the plugins supported by that browser. Everything we can get by using navigator object. First we will make a note about this. JavaScript provides several browser objects that are used to handle various client-side interactions and also to manipulate the elements in BOM hierarchy. We will see examples how to work with browser object models. Next we will see what are the types of browser objects. The browser objects are we have window object. Window object provides set of properties and methods that are used to handle the browser window, such as like opening browser and closing browser and resizing to print whatever we are seeing on the screen. All those operations we can do by using window object. Next we have location object. Location object, it provides some set of properties and methods that is used to access and manipulate the client location details. We will see how we can work with location object that is used to access and manipulate the client location details from where he is accessing our website and protocol path. Everything we can access by using location object. We will see examples of all these objects. Next we have navigator object. Navigator object is a JavaScript browser object that is used to access client browser details. The browser details, everything we can get by using navigator object, like which browser client is using and which version he is using, what are the plugins supported by that browser. Everything you can get by using navigator object. Next we have history object. History object provides set of properties and methods that are used to access client browser history. Whatever the client is searching from browser, any website, any URL, whatever he is doing, everything we can access by using a history object. This is the use of history object in our browser objects. And we have document object. Document object is nothing but like to dynamically send values from our JavaScript programming to our HTML tags. We use this document object. Like In every program we are writing document.getElement by id. We use that because to get the element of the HTML element by using the id name. Whatever the HTML tags to interact with JavaScript, we use document object. So we will see an example of all this object. First we will see how to work with window object. Just go to Visual Studio Code, go to our JavaScript folder. I will create a file like d6.html. Inside this I will create doc type HTML. Inside this I will create a head section, and we have body section. In head section I will write script. In this script I will write a function. First we will use a div tag inside body. Inside this div tag I will use image tag img src. I will use some image like car.jpg. Width I will give as 100. Height I will give as 100. Then I will use on dbl click. This function we use for whenever client is double clicking on image, he will see the image. For that purpose I am using on dbl click event. I will call function from this on dbl click after writing my function. Then I will use p tag. In this p tag I will write double click on image to view large. I will use one more input. Type as button. Value close. On click. Next I will write on click event. Inside this I will call a function after writing my function. First we will write HTML, then we will go to JavaScript. Next I will use one more input tag with type button. I will give value as print. Here we will use a predefined function called window.print. What I am doing here is I am using image tag. When user double clicks on image, then view will become large. Image will become large if he double clicks on that image. For that reason I am using on dbl click event. By using this event, whenever user double clicks on image, it should become large. After writing function I will call from this event. Then I am using button to close my window in browser. After writing function I will call from it. Then I am using print, another input tag with print option. I am using on click is equal to window.print. This we have already seen, just to print the page. Now we will go to script. I will write a function like function view large. Inside this function I will use window dot open. In this I will use my car image car.jpg. I will give a name like Ferrari. Then I will give width is equal to some 800. Height I will give as 600. What we are doing here is I am writing a view large function. Whenever user is seeing this image, whenever he double clicks on this image, my car image, then by using on dbl click event, this is double click event, whenever he double clicks on my image, my view large function is executed. Control goes to view large function. Inside I am writing window.open. By using this open function, my car image will be displayed with Ferrari name. Then width and height will be increased to 800 width and height 600. Then I will write one more function to close my window. Close window. Inside this I will use window.close. Now this close window method, close window function, I will call from this button. Then whenever clicks on this close button, my on click event will be raised. Inside on click event, I am raising close window function. Then control goes to my close window function. Inside I am using window object with close function. Then my window will be closed from my browser. Window.print we have seen in before classes. It is to print our page. So just save it, Ctrl S, go to browser. Our HTML page name is d6.html. Refresh it. I will double click on this image. Then image is appeared in big size. Now I want to close this window. We will see how to close this window. So you are seeing my car image window is opened, and if I click on close, this window should close dynamically. Then I'm clicking on OK, but this window is not closing because our JavaScript code will close the window if it is using the object which is created by JavaScript itself. But here we are using directly window object. It will not close if you use directly window object. I am writing this code to show you it will not work because here we are using window object. We should not use window object directly. Our JavaScript will close the window if you use object which is created by script itself. That's the reason I am removing this close window and I am removing this call function. Here I will create a variable. I will use new window. By using this new window variable, now I am creating window object of my own script code. New window is my window object because it is created and used by my own script. Then I can close this window object because it is created by script itself. Now we can close this window. Just use new window dot close. Save it, Ctrl S. Now go to browser. Just refresh it. Close this window. Now I will double click again. My image is appeared. You are seeing car image backside of my browser. Then I will click on close. My window is closed because I am using my own script object of window. This is how we can work with our window object. Next we will see how to work with location object. Location object provides some properties and methods that are used to access the client location details. We have host, host name, protocol and port, path name. All these properties and methods we can use in our location object. We will see an example how to use location object in our JavaScript. Just go to Visual Studio Code, create a new file, d7.html, doctype HTML. Inside I have head section and body section. Inside body section I will use div tag. Inside this div tag I will use one more div. For this div tag I will align it to center. I will use input type as button. I will give a value as get client details. Get client, this is for location. We are using location object. We will use get client location details. Next I will write on click event. After writing function I will call my function from this on click event. Next I will use one more input tag with type button. I will give value as refresh. And I will use on click event. After writing function I will call from this event. Come out of this div tag. I will create one more div tag. For this I will give id as details. I will use data list. Inside this I will use data term, server name slash IP address. Then I will use data definition. For this I will give id as host. I will use one more data term, protocol. Then I will give data definition. For this I will give id as protocol. I will use one more data term. This is for URL. Data definition. I will give id as URL. What I am doing here is, in this data list I want to see the details of client, like server name or IP address or protocol, URL, everything I want to see in this data list. By using this IDs we can get it from our JavaScript. We will see how to do that. Just go to head section. Create a script tag. Inside the script tag I will write a function get details. Inside this function document dot get element by id details dot style dot display is equal to block. Here for details I will give style display none. Document dot get element by id host dot inner HTML is equal to location dot host. Where msg plain string representation. Here I will use a switch. Location dot protocol case http msg is equal to page accessed from server and secure. I want to show this message. If it is opened through HTTP, then I want to use break. I want to write one more case. File. MSG page is not accessed from server. I want to use break. Next, document dot. I will explain you the flow of execution after writing my code. Document dot get element by id protocol dot inner html is equal to location. Location dot protocol plus br. After this I want to print msg message. Document dot get element by id url dot inner html is equal to location dot href. Just save it. What I am doing here is I have to call this function from my HTML page. What I am doing here is whenever user click on this button, I want to get the location and details of our page. That's the reason I am creating a div tag with id is equal to details. I want to see the server name or IP address, host. That's the reason in this id is equal to host, by using document.get element by id host, I'm storing the value of location.host. This .host is a predefined property of location object. I'm storing location.host in my host id by using .inner html. Then that will be visible in my data definition. Then I want to see protocol. For protocol data definition, I have given id is equal to protocol. By using that, here I am using document.get element by id protocol. Inside protocol, I want to store location.protocol. Location.protocol is a predefined our browser object with property. We will get protocol. I am storing inside my protocol id by using .inner html with my msg. msg is nothing but here I am using switch location.protocol. If our protocol is HTTP, I want to print this message page accessed from server in this message variable. If I am getting protocol with file, then in my msg variable I am storing page is not accessed from server. Next, I want to get URL of client. I am using data definition id is equal to URL. Here I am getting it by using document.get element by id URL. By using .inner html, is equal to location.href. Location is a browser object and .href is a predefined property. By using this, I am getting URL of client, then I am storing in my ID URL, then that will be visible in my data definition of URL because I am using ID is equal to URL for this. This is how we can work with location object. Then if client clicks on refresh, I have to call location dot reload. This is a predefined function of my location object. Just save it, Ctrl S. I will apply some styles for this data term. For data term, I will give background color as yellow. And font weight as bold. Just save it, Ctrl S. Our web page name is d7.html. Go to browser, search for our web page d7.html. So whenever I click on get client location details, I am getting my server name localhost, getting from localhost, and it is showing my protocol and get from by using protocol HTTP. That's why in my switch condition, my case 1 is executed because I am using HTTP protocol. That's why in my message variable, it is storing page accessed from server and secured. And it is showing URL of our web page, http://localhost d7.html. This is how we can get client details by using location object. You can refresh it.